Don't let the party die.
That's right, baby boy. I'm going to get on over here and keep this train wreck rolling. I wasn't at my desk, but I am now. I'm going to push it down. We're going to be talking with Chris BadBoy Tickle. Chris is taking on Christos Giagos coming up this weekend at Flawless FC, California. They took the show to the West Coast, baby. Hopefully we can catch up with Chris. I'm a couple minutes late, so hopefully he doesn't get mad at me, come over and kick my ass or anything. Hey, Chris, it's Big Perm. What's shaking, man?
What's cracking, mofo?
Oh, man, just chilling, having one hell of a time tonight. We got 2 hours in the books, and you're kicking off hour number 3.
Damn. Sounds like you guys are all-nighter, man.
Hell yeah, man. Well, listen, Chris, before I get going any further, I wanted to bring in my co-host. I got with me Dave the Butcher Clifford. Dave, you there, man?
Yeah, I'm chilling, man. What's up, bro? It's great to be talking to you again. I've been keeping track of you. It looks like that you've been working pretty damn hard. What you got cooking?
Oh, for sure, brother. Yeah, man. Getting ready to fight up in Cali, man, this weekend, man. I'm pretty pumped about it, man. Never been to California in a fight, so I'm happy to get there and put a show on for the fans.
Now,
Chris, the last time. Oh yeah, let's talk about it.
What's that?
Talk about your opponent first, man. Perm,
man, I'm fighting.
My turn.
Yeah, I'm fighting out Christos Giagos. Don't know much about him. He's 5-1. Well, I look at his record. He fought a bunch of turds, so hopefully I should be able to easy ass whipping for me. But I heard he's tough, man. It's hard to find opponents for him, so we'll see. That's what they all say, but yeah, he's sure his vice.
So the last time.
No, they don't all
sorry,
say
Dave,
a bunch of turds. That's legit. Go ahead, Perm.
I was just going to say, the last time we talked with you, I think you were getting ready to fight Chase Beebe, and you were working with folks down at Fury MMA. What are you at these days training? And I know I saw on Facebook you've been training kind of all over the place, man. Who you been working out with lately?
Yeah, pretty much now, man. Fury retired, so I'm stuck by myself again. I'm just at my gym right now here in Bloomington, AMMA. Doing what I do. I got my couple of my buddies. My buddy's pro fighter, Peter Grimes, comes in, trains with me. I got Justin Colson. He's one of my amateur fighters with me for a long time. He just turned pro and won a couple weeks ago. So, it's off and on, just like it was before. Hitting a heavy bag every day, and then someone shows up. I get to beat them up and train. But mostly, it's all my own training, like it always been.
So
and Flawless, how about?
Who you got
What's
getting
that?
fights for you? You got who do you have working with you getting you fights? Are you doing that on your own now, or you got somebody still helping you out with that? You got a manager and shit?
Yeah, I was with a different company before, but they, I was with them for 9-10 months and they didn't even get me a fight at all. They were getting me fights for like $800. I was like, wow, that was money I was as beginning pro. I was like, so I resigned with Sang and David out of Flawless. And I'm getting some big offers right now. Can't really talk about, but some huge fights coming up. So, I'm really stoked about it and working with them, and they put on great shows. That's what I'm fighting for this weekend. It's Flawless FC3. I'm on the card. Fiore, I can't say his name. Is on. Yeah, I can't say his name. Yeah, he's on the card. It looks like a pretty stacked card, so it should be a good show.
Man, of course it's gonna be a good show. My man Chris is the BadBoy is on that shit, man.
Oh hell yeah, man! Co-main event. I was hoping to be main event, but it doesn't matter. No matter what, I'm gonna put on ass beating on, so it's gonna be a clinic. I'm gonna do compare. I'm gonna fuck him up pretty bad.
Badass. That's what we want to see, man. When you get ready to talk about what you can't talk about, don't forget about it.
Oh no, I'll push you guys. It's a huge fight. It's gonna be nationally televised. And there's a title belt, on the line. So it'll be an MMA junkie, and I'll tell you guys and do some interviews with the man. And then, after that, I got another big offer too with a big name opponent who's got to cover the UFC. Can't say his name, but he's got a cut. The fight I've been looking for when I was at the UFC, down to 45. So we'll see if that happens.
Well, I could probably take a few guesses, but I know you still wouldn't answer me, so I'll just leave it at that.
Correct.
So, Chris, you say you're hanging out at your gym. For the listeners that don't know where your gym's at, or why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, I live in Bloomington, Illinois. My gym's called AMMA. I just merged actually my gym with AMMA. The owner's Brandy Tooley. Great gym, big gym. I actually have a cage to train in now. We have a big boxing ring. We have crap loads of wrestling mat. You know, we have Bloomston Strongman there too. We're going. His name is Dane Whitehead and Drew Whitehead. Dude, they're phenomenal. Very good trainers, high caliber. Dane used to live in New York, training athletes, and you know, it's great. You know, I get to do it all now, and I don't have to go anywhere. So you know, I'm very happy with that.
And that's good to have, dude. We can expect to see that in your performance and look forward to some big ass fights, man. It's good. You're a great personality, and I just think it's a matter of time before people start seeing and hearing Chris Tickle's name again. Oh,
definitely, man. You know, I talked to Sean Shelby a couple months ago. And he said if we can get like 1 or 2 more wins and rematch, Chase beat him, you know, he'd be right back in the UFC. You know, it's the only place I want to fight for. You know, I was thinking about contemplating fighting in Bellator, but I've been hearing crazy stories about their contracts and people getting snuffed out of fights, and you know, it's something I don't want to deal with.
I mean, I'm telling you that that's starting to happen. We touched on that at the beginning of the show tonight.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy, man.
We were homies with them and everything. We cover events, but dude, I mean, you got to come out and answer it.
Correct. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that stuff. You know, I know Viacom bought them out, and I know they got a lot of money now. So, you know, this whole Eddie Alvarez thing, you know, not releasing, trying to sue him, you know, that's crazy. You know, it was in his contract. He was able to do it, and now you say, no, you can't do it. You know, that makes no sense.
He said he's going to put some stuff out here in the next couple of days that is going to let everybody know what's going on. So we'll be keeping an eye on that, and that's it's really disappointing because, to be honest, and we've said it, we'll say it again, we had an affiliation with Bellator. We get to cover their events as press, and we had a relationship with those guys, and we've talked to a lot of fighters that have fought for them. And everybody said that they were treated well, that their contracts were fine, and they never had any problems.
You know, maybe something in their contract saying they can't talk about it. Maybe, you know, they get sued or something. You know, but
could be, man.
It looks like it looks like a lot more fighters are coming out about it. And you know, this whole ghosting with, you know, Garcia. I just read the other day about how Bellator never contacted him. Why would you not contact him? He's a high caliber fighter and has a big draw.
Well, and why would you not believe the owner of the company if he comes out publicly and says, "Look, dude, you got catfish."
Right.
And he's, you know, and we talked about that tonight because, you know, honestly, I understand that, you know, a martial artist or a training camp, a mixed martial arts facility carries themselves with respect. I mean, all the best ones, the people, you know, regardless of what kind of interviews you give or how much fun you have as a person, when you're in there or when you're discussing fighting or you're doing business, you're all business. And so they thought it was disrespectful, but at the same time, perhaps, you know, there's a lot of motherfuckers out there doing foul shit and sending emails, dude. I've had them happen to me before, people saying that someone is looking for an announcer, and I hit them up, and they're like, "No, dude, I don't know this motherfucker."
Huh. That's weird. I mean, it could
happen.
I mean, who's the right mind to be contacting? And number one, how do you get their info? You know, get Leonard's cell phone number.
I mean, dude, if you're friends with somebody on Facebook or Twitter and you hit them up and go, "Listen, man, I'm representing blah, whoever," and you send them an email with a fucking picture copied and pasted in it, I mean, honestly, some people might not take it, and you know, like you said, why wouldn't they contact Leonard Garcia? It's believable, and some idiot or some asshole or somebody who just wants to fuck with people might have done that.
True that.
Don't you think?
Well, Chris,
I mean, I'm not.
I just wanted to jump in here.
Bellator hasn't paid me or nothing. Don't get me wrong.
Hey, Chris, I had some fan questions lined up for you from earlier in the day I had a couple of fan questions come through. If you got some time.
Okay. Yeah, I got plenty of time for you guys, brother.
Cool, man. The first one, you know, you were a cast member on The Ultimate Fighter 15. You know, for the listeners that don't know that, Chris, you were on Team Cruz. And actually, earlier tonight, we talked to Alpa Skillick. He was the wrestling coach.
Yeah, my boy Alp, man.
Yeah, we had him on the show. We talked to him about an hour ago, and that guy's a killer. He's fighting May 31st for Legacy. Guy's tough.
Oh, is he really? Yeah, dude. Yeah, he fights overseas. He's really big overseas, man. And you know, I can't wait till he gets to the UFC, man. The kid's got mad skills. He's a hell of a wrestler, man.
Yeah, hell yes. Well, listen, the first fan question I got for you was about your time on Tough. Let's see. This question comes from Aaron down in Dallas, Texas. He asks, how real is the UFC show compared to what really took place in the house? I mean, you know, like what are some of the things the public didn't see, I guess, is what he's looking for.
Pretty much I was getting wasted in the house, breaking stuff, people were throwing knives in cabinets. Pretty much that's about it. They were trying to do the season clean because it was on FX and it was a family channel. So they were just showing ups and downs of training more than drama in the house. There wasn't really much drama. But so it's pretty much just their whole season live was to be, in the gym, ups and downs, what it takes to be a professional MMA fighter, what it takes to be in the UFC, and that's what pretty much it was. But what you guys saw was pretty much what was going on the whole time there. Other seasons, they're only 6 weeks long. Ours was 13. So they had more time to show training. Other seasons they don't. They pretty much show you 1 or 2 days of training and then bam, they fight. They fight every Sunday and every Thursday. We fought every Friday, so they could show the whole week coming up, show our training. And that's pretty much what they wanted to do that season.
And they accomplished it. It was a well-run season. I really actually enjoyed that one more than some of them.
Oh, yeah, dude. I totally agree with you, man. They showed a lot more, training aspects, our ups and downs, our retired fatigue, how hard we push, and, it's crazy. But other seasons don't get to train as hard as we did. If you watch a season, it was a big country, dude, them guys were barely even sparring, and people are complaining about it. Well, you have a three-day window to be ready to cut weight and then fight. You can't be going out 100% sparring like we were. We're beating the shit out of each other every day.
Man, for a long time. So, and everybody that was on that season, came out as solid mixed martial artists too. I mean, honestly, that was deep. And the coaching, the coaching speaks of it. We've had a lot. Well, earlier tonight we had one of Crookshank's guys, Drew Murray, who's been around almost as long in some aspects of MMA. Talking about him, and you're no stranger to Crookshank. He's a pretty cool cat like yourself, and you guys probably had a lot of fun, even though you fought each other. We had you on that one show together, remember?
Oh yeah, I talked to him. I went to UFC in Chicago. I saw him, talked to him for a while. I still text him every now and talk to him about fights. Definitely, he's a good kid, man. He wants me to come out and train in Detroit. Kid's got talent, man. Division I wrestler. He's been doing martial arts his whole life. The dude's a beast, man.
They got some. They got a good squad down there, dude. Go ahead, Perm. My bad.
Oh, nothing. I just was gonna say I had another fan question for you.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Yeah, I got to scroll back through I was reading through messages here. This one comes from Kyle in Orland Park, Illinois. I'm a Midwest Illinois boy, so glad to know we have an awesome MMA UMOR based here. Great, thanks, Kyle. I got to hear from Tickle what he thinks about Illinois MMA compared to the rest of the U.S. Go Bears.
Hell yeah, go Bears. Good question. I mean, dude, there's a lot of great promoters here, and in Illinois and the Midwest. Like Dan Lardy, XFO, he throws a lot of events. Very good events. But the State Athletic Commission is starting to crack down pretty hard on Illinois now, on amateurs and pro. But, if they say their main concerns are fighters, then, I believe them, Back in the day, there was no commission. People were throwing fights in bars and, therefore. But so, I like the Midwest fighting, but I also like fighting out of state, too. There's, I got to fight in Cali. Vegas was great promotion. I fought in Dallas, Texas for Legacy. Dude, that was great. Perfect setup, very professional, ran smooth. I love Illinois, man, but, it's hard to try to match the same as Illinois and other states because some people have more money than what we have, but, they do a great job in their shows, I would say. And the talent in Illinois is, just getting better and better every day.
There's lots of opportunities. I mean, one thing that I learned, and that's actually how I ended up on this fucking show, bro, is I did a show for Chris. Maltsburger was promoting shows when I met him. And he hired me to announce a show. I drove out there, and I'm meeting pros that I've never heard of that have 60 fights.
Oh yeah, dude, there's a bunch out there, man. There's a bunch of people out there. You know, they're secret, man.
I was like, what the fuck? Seriously, I've never, you know, and I'm not like some know-it-all fucking encyclopedia guy, but I don't fight or train, so I do a lot of research, and I try to look at as much combat sports as I can so I can catch up to everybody, you know, and learn shit and know what everybody's done and who's who. And I'll tell you what, man, some of these people, like I said, I was like, how did I never heard of you, dude? You're fucking badass, and you're like 32 and 27, and I'm like, what? There's that many fucking fights? I need to move here so I can make some bread.
Right. That's a problem, you know, and there's all these great fighters. They're held in the gym. You know, they don't get their game out. You know, and that's the hard part. You know, you get that many fights, it's even harder to find good fights with good people because, you know, they don't want to have a chance to lose. They're trying to get back in UFC. They're trying to get back in Bellator. You know, they're trying to go back overseas. You know, and that's the hardest thing to do is get your name out there. You know, and then a lot of guys on Ultimate Fighter, they're good fighters. Go ahead.
Well, what do you think about this? I mean, King of the Cage has tried it a few times lately, and nobody else is really doing much with it. But they wanted me to write articles for this shit for a minute, and I wrote an article, and it was titled "Time for a Senior Circuit," and I was like, you know, there's a lot of dudes out there that have a fuckload of fights, or who are maybe not quite retired but still could fight, and how you don't see that too much. But you saw King of the Cage bring back Tank Abbott to get stomped by Warpath. What do you think about that? What do you think about those guys still doing it? You know, because you hear them talk about it.
Yeah, definitely, man. There's a bunch of great fighters out there still, you know, that can still fight. What I want to see is the UFC like an Ultimate Fighter comeback, also just like that kind of, you know, bring back a lot of people on the shows who lost, you know.
Like a show, dude. Like pick 8 motherfuckers to get a spot.
Right. It's very hard, you know, like we're all there, you know, we're not used to having cameras in our face, you know, being gone from our families that long. But, I mean, if you did it another time, you know, I bet a lot of people will fight to their abilities, you know, because some people don't.
What you eating?
What's that? What
you eating? Yeah.
Eating? Oh, I'm not eating anything, man. I got to dip in my mouth.
Oh, I got you. I was like, man, I want to know. I'm starting to get hungry and shit. I'm like, what is? I'm just gonna have to.
I've been eating egg whites and freaking fruit, man. That's what I've been eating all week.
Oh wow. I'm sipping on tamarindo myself.
Ooh, nice.
Well, Chris, I got one more fan question for you.
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
This one comes from Shane down in Aberdeen, Mississippi. Let me read this to you. It says, what's your goal right now? Followed a little bit of your career since the house. Are you trying for UFC or Bellator or ONE FC? Think you would be a good fit anywhere? What's your plans? And again, that's from Shane Iron Fists in Aberdeen, Mississippi. And I know you mentioned that, you know, you had a couple of offers that you couldn't talk about. But, yeah, you know, what's your goal? You know, do you think you'd be a good fit, you know, over at ONE FC or Bellator, which you kind of talked about already?
Right. Yeah, Shane, definitely, man. You know, my goal since the whole beginning of training, my first day, you know, I always said in my mind that I'll be in the UFC. You know, that's the highest you can make it. You know, like I said before, it's the NBA and the Major League Baseball fighting, you know, and the NFL. You know, that's where I want to be, is the UFC. That's where I believe I belong. You know, it's just a long, hard road. You know, you got to stick with it. You can't quit. You know, there's a lot of fighters who just now getting UFC who are like 20-0. You know, a lot of people don't know who they were. And now they're getting, you know, offers to get in the UFC. That's where I want to be. You know, I thought about being in Bellator because if I kind of bought them out, they had more money. But also, you know, these contract problems and these fighters talking about being locked in and not be able to leave. You know, it's something I don't want to be in right now because, you know, I want to be in the UFC. So, yeah, definitely, Shane, you know, UFC is where I want to be, and, you know, I can't wait to get back.
Hell yeah. And, you know, Chris, I followed your career since, man, when I first saw you fighting for the Hive and TJ Moeller at a show here in Peoria.
Yeah, definitely, man.
You know, I mean, and so, you know, the one thing I can say about you that I've always noticed is, one, you really don't take no shit from nobody. You ain't afraid of nothing.
Right.
So I've seen some of the guys you fought. I mean, that fight when you went to St. Louis and I had those couple of fights in one night.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I believe you'll be back in the UFC very soon, man. And with a victory this weekend out there at Flawless, I think it's inevitable. You just keep your nose in the grindstone, man, and keep working hard.
Yeah, definitely. I'm never scared of anybody. I don't care what their aspect is. Look at Chris Shanky, dude. Kickboxing, karate his whole life. He's got more stand up than me. I've been doing martial arts for 6 years now. And he wouldn't even stand up with me. I don't care to get punched or kicked in the face. It's part of the game. But I'd love to fight overseas too. That'd be fun. I want to see the world. And it's my job to do it. That's and the crazy part about this fight this weekend. It's not my weight bracket. I couldn't find a fight at 45. I had 5 guys back out at 45. It's a heyday, but I'll take a fight at 55. Like I do what I do. Just keep on grinding until I can get back in.
Well, I didn't write your pro record down. What is it right now?
8-6. I'm 8-6.
All right.
Because I lost a BB and Krushenko finale. But looking back at my pros back in the day, I was fighting 55. I should have been fighting 45, and had a gym to train in, except for myself. That was a downfall in my career. But you learn by your losses. I should have waited to turn pro, but at the time I needed money to support my kid, myself. So I had to do what I had to do.
Oh shit, man. Well, that's our 2-minute warning bell right there, and I guess what I was going to do before I turn it over to Perm and let you give some shout-outs and stuff was just kind of ask you a little bit about what it's like looking for fights now. Have you found it easier with the experience and the exposure from the television show and the fact that you have a cool personality? I mean, have you had a better time after that, or has it been disappointing, and is it all you want to do is just focus on getting back?
No, it's going great actually. I get a lot of offers. A lot of people call, a lot of people Facebook me, or on Twitter me. I've been getting offered a lot of fights lately. So it's going great. It's just about picking the right fight for the right person. The right timing. My training sometimes is short notice fights. I'm definitely not taking a short notice fight against a guy who was like 20-0. For a belt in Colorado or something. But it's about being smart and just waiting.
Oh, yeah. Well, listen, Chris, with the last minute or so. Yeah, I was just going to say, with this last minute or so that we got, I just wanted to give you the opportunity to throw out any shout-outs to sponsors, especially this weekend coming up with the big fight, and just let people know how they can get a hold of you, stay in touch, and follow along.
Yeah, definitely, man. Yeah, I was going to say thanks to Flawless FC for having me. Sniper Fightwear. Go to www.sniperfw.com and get my new T-shirt. Skinny Raps, Stacey Hested, 360 Life with Chris Shaw, CarX, Wemo, Bam Jack Computers, and all my fans for all the support, my family, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. But, yeah, tune in, man. You can get on flawlessfc.com on Facebook. There's a live stream on internet for $4. Watch a fight card, man. I'm going to put on a show. But, yeah, thanks for having me on, you guys. Yeah, what's up?
Awesome. Yeah, that's great, man.
Yeah.
Great to hear from you. And if you throw any shows, let me know if you need an announcer, homie.
Oh, for sure, brother. We're trying to work that right now, man. But to stay here is pushing it hard for amateur shows. But it's in the works right now. But for sure, man, have you come down, man. You guys come up and do a write up on it, man. It's gonna be a good show if you throw.
Oh yeah, man.
I'd like to see it.
Well, listen, Chris. For me, Dave and our producer Chris Maltsburger, we just want to say thanks to you, brother, for taking the time to join the show tonight, and we wish you best of luck out west this weekend, man.
For sure, man. Thanks, Perm Butcher, having me on. And tell Maltsburger, man, throw some more shows, man. You put a hell of a shows on, man, in Iowa. Great shows.
Will do, man. I think he's got one planned for like June or July. He's working on something for this summer, so we'll let you know, man.
Yeah, definitely. He asked me to find the card on. I'm game, man. You guys hit me up.
Right on, brother. Thanks again, Chris. Good luck. You take it easy, man.
Hey, you guys too, man. Take out, brother. Peace.
All right, later on, man.
Later.